Hi everyone, it's Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. As you know, I'm always in thrift stores looking for high-end style home decor for a lot less than retail, and this week did not disappoint. I'm bringing in multiple thrift pieces that were such good deals they will amaze you, and combining them with some exciting new furniture pieces from Cheetah Living to spruce up our home for the fall and winter season ahead. As usual, I'm mixing new with thrifted and DIY, so join me, you do not want to miss it. Well, hello out there. Thank you for joining me. Like I said, we did hit some thrift shops this week for sure. We went to several of them. But in addition, I also was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace as I like to do, and I came across this tree. Now, this tree struck me as an incredible deal. It was listed for only $30, and it is a crate and barrel tree, the faux silver dollar eucalyptus 8-foot tree to be exact. This goes for usually $399 online. It's on sale right now for $319, so I could not believe it when it was in perfect shape and still with the tag on it, and they were only asking $30. The man said that it had just sat in their office space for a while and they were changing things up, so I snatched it up and definitely brought it home. I just put it into a pot down here that I already had, and so this is now sitting in the corner of our front living room looking beautiful. I love the shape of the leaves of this tree as well as the dustiness on them that makes them look very realistic, and I also appreciate how the green is a nice and neutral shade, not too blue and not too yellowy. This was an amazing find. I'm so glad I was scrolling at that particular time. And now onto a furniture change for our living room that I'm so excited about. Cheetah Living was kind enough to send us 2 of these Henry swivel accent armchairs. This package arrived in the evening, so I wasn't opening it yet, but Curry, our cat, checked it out thoroughly, did a lot of sniffing of the box, and so by the morning I was ready to dig in after he had thoroughly inspected it for me. As you can see, they come assembled already, which is fantastic. This is called the Henry Modern Swivel Accent Chair, and just look how stunning these are. As you know, I aim for a warm transitional style in my home, which is a mixture of traditional and modern elements together. And I've been wanting to make a few changes around our home that lean a little more to that modern side to get the transitional balance right. So my previous chairs had tufting on the back, and that made them lean more traditional, whereas these chairs are a beautiful, clean, modern shape, as you can see, while still being 100% classic and timeless. And I love that these swivel. There's just something about a swivel chair that's so homey and, dare I say, fun. Maybe it's just my inner child, I don't know. But you know, once you sit down, you can turn easily for conversations or towards something going on in the room. So I don't know, it's the little things, but I just love a swivel chair. Also, look at the beautiful fabric on these. This color is called linen. It's just perfect for any color scheme. These are so comfy to sit into and very sleek and stylish, but it's the perfect accent chair to style for the fall season. I also really love these in the fossil gray color that I'm showing you here. So there's several options. These are again called the Henry chairs, and I will link to them below. Now the next change that I'm making that is perfect for fall is a thrifted item, actually too. I found these 2 Pottery Barn velvet pillows at the thrift store. These were only about $2 each from the standard linen price. I couldn't believe it. I found one of them first in the table with the linens, and I thought it was so beautiful. I picked it up, I checked and saw that it was from Pottery Barn, and then in a separate table under some other items, I found the other one, so I was even more excited. I can't believe that I found these for only $2. These cost maybe $60 or $70 for similar pillows that are currently on Pottery Barn's website. Couldn't ask for a better thrift deal, and this velvet material is absolutely perfect for the fall season. I also love the color of these. That's kind of like almost coffee with some cream in it. It's very warm toned, lighter brown. They're perfect to fluff and style. The inserts seem to be the original ones. Just such an awesome deal for $2 a piece. And you know that around here I love to mix thrifted with new, and the next piece is also thrifted. I found this beautiful coffee table at Goodwill for $49. I went and lifted on this to check it out, and it is so solid and heavy. I looked it up by an image search, and it is much more expensive online. It's a vintage table that's solid wood. This is what it looks like in the afternoon light. Now you can see that it's got a lot of orange in it. That first picture really didn't show from inside the store, but it's such a beautiful shape. I definitely brought it home and wanted to refinish it in some way. I eventually decided that I was going to put in the time and just simply sand it all down. Now here it is again in the morning when I'm starting to work on it, and it did take a lot of effort, not gonna lie, to sand this whole piece, but I got it done eventually. It's much more satisfying for you all to watch it in a time lapse, so here's what it looks like. It's kind of satisfying there. I had to go over the same area for multiple strokes to get down to the bare wood, but I believe that this is oak underneath, and I could not be happier with the color that it is under there. I'm not going to change a thing except for to seal this once I'm done. If you're going to be doing a project like this and sanding something to remove all of the varnish, you definitely want to have multiple pieces of sandpaper. I probably went through 18 or 20 different rounds of sandpaper on my sander, just FYI. But when this is done, it was so worth it. Here we are bringing it into the house and putting it in place. Curry is getting a free ride there. Again, I could not be happier with how this turned out. I think that it is so beautiful. So I'm going to style it now, and I'm going to kind of keep fall in mind as I do so. I've been paying attention to how designers style their coffee tables, and they tend to work in these little groupings. So the first grouping I'm doing is a stack of coffee table books. There's just 2 there. My next little grouping is going to be some vintage brass candlesticks. I got those from the thrift store, as well as some little brown candles. Those are from Amazon. And then another stack of books over here on this side. Now I don't want this to end up in a perfect square, so I'll be moving these a little. But then the next grouping will just be a single large item actually, which is this vase, which I did a DIY makeover on in this video linked above. Now that I have these, I'm just scooting them around a little bit because, again, I don't want it to be a perfect square. And then on one of the stack of coffee table books, I'm placing an object. It was a DIY vase I did. You could place any sort of object. You can see I'm trying different things out. I'm actually going to end up doing a little grouping of 2 vases for some repetition there. And I think that this coffee table looks absolutely amazing. Okay, is it just me, or does this coffee table look like the Pottery Barn Bench Right coffee table? Look how similar this looks to this $1,000 coffee table, and it cost me $50. Inside the vase, I'm adding some of these stems from Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago. I'll try to find them to link them if they still have them. And together with the 2 new chairs, this room looks totally different to me now, and I absolutely love it. Now you could put things on the bottom level of a coffee table like this. I don't want to fill it up too much down there, so I just had a couple of coffee table books and a little thrifted duck from the other week. Now over beside these 2 chairs, I want to bring in this little side table. This is one that I DIY'd a long time ago. It's made from a lamp base and has a tray on the top, and then I just spray painted the whole thing in black. And over in this corner, I've added this little print. This was taken out of an art textbook. So I took that out of that. That was from the thrift shop, and then put it into a thrifted frame, which was also from the thrift shop, that had a nursery print in it initially. Over on the sofa, I have some various pillow covers with pillows that I already owned and covers from Amazon, as well as a Pottery Barn fringed blanket that I found at the thrift store. Now I'm going to move on to some fall stems that I'm going to try to create on my own. This is Shay McGee in one of her videos, and see this like droopy kind of stems in the background? I really like the look of those. I'm not sure what they are, but I want to see if I can first of all try and find some in my own yard. Okay, these, oh, I have a spider web on me. Oh my goodness. Okay, these might work because see how they're starting to change, and also they're kind of like droopy a little bit. Like this is a good example. So I'll just cut a couple and see how they look. I don't want to take too much from the tree and then not use them. So I think these look pretty okay. You might have even better leaves and branches in your own yard. I also want to give a fall makeover to some stems that I already own. So these were some faux citrus stems that I got from Amazon. Primarily, I got a bunch of these to make a DIY tree, which turned out really well. You can see it in the video linked above, but I have some extra of these stems and I don't really need them elsewhere. So I'm going in with some brown paint. This is a color called Melted Chocolate. I got it from Amazon. I think it was 58 cents for this little craft paint. I'm going in and literally just painting these leaves. I know it seems tedious, but it actually didn't take that long on a stem like this that is pretty sparse. So as it's still wet, it looks really funny, but once it's dried, I think that this gives a nice look to these stems and makes them definitely look more like fall. And so it's a nice way to repurpose something that you have on hand that you're not using and change it over to something that you will use for a different season. I picked up this antique olive jar actually for only $2 at a yard sale. If you've been around the channel, you've seen that one before and you know that it was one of my best finds ever. Now I'm also going to be going over these red eucalyptus stems with some brown paint, but in this case I'm doing a wash, so I'm mixing it with water and just going over those leaves, and I'll show you what they look like in a moment. Next, I want to show you another new piece of furniture, also from Cheetah Living. Thank you to them again. We have this power recliner. I'm so excited to try this out. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And it was very easy to assemble, which I was thankful for. You just put the back piece down into these little brackets and slide it on. And so that was simple enough. And I'm just testing it out there in the night that it arrived. But my husband helped me to bring it up to my daughter's room. I don't know if I've ever even called a recliner beautiful before necessarily, but Cheetah hit it out of the park with this one. It combines this beautiful, sleek, modern design with just ultimate comfort and utilitarianism. This chair is perfect for a living space where you want the comfort of a recliner, but something that looks sleeker and more stylish. And it's also ideal for a nursery because in addition to reclining, it swivels and it glides. It's super comfortable, and I love this color, which is called Dove. And also this comes in other colors, plus a faux leather option in a camel color as well. And now in this room, I'm also bringing in those stems that I just showed you. These are the eucalyptus stems that I did the chocolate brown wash over to tone down the brightness of the color. I think they look so pretty now. It is a nice bit of color, but it's not what I would call a bright pop of color or anything that stands out too much. It actually goes really nicely with some of the coffee table books that I already had on her dresser. And you can see the original one right here. So if you're mixing the brown paint with some water, it does it like this, kind of like just mutes the tone, but it doesn't change the color completely or make it solid brown. And you can especially see on the bottom sides how bright it was versus the muted tone. Okay, and I have another fantastic chair to show you. It's also from Cheetah Living. This one is called the Teddy Modern Accent Chair. And look how stunning this one is. Look at the legs on it. This is so sleek and stylish and modern in its shape, but the boucle fabric also makes it extremely cozy and very textural, so it's perfect for the family room and it's perfect for fall and winter. Now I've unboxed this one in the living room, but I'm going to be moving it towards the back of the house into our family room. I think swapping this accent chair from my previous one is the perfect touch in the family room, especially for this season because it has that cozy and warm vibe. So this is made from rubber wood and it has a nice dense seat pad. It's also available in this ivory color, and I'm going to link to all three of these furniture pieces from Cheetah in my description box below. I'm just trying out a couple of pillow options, and I have this little charcoal gray thrifted pillow that I'm trying, as well as a Pottery Barn thrifted blanket. But I also have this little pillow. It's a cream block print from Amazon, so you guys will have to let me know which one you prefer there. I think either way, I'm going to leave the Pottery Barn blanket there on the arm because I like the way those colors contrast, especially for the fall season. Thank you so much again to Cheetah Living for 3 lovely furniture pieces this fall. Well, that about wraps it up for today's video. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing some of these fall touches and upgrades that we've been making around our home. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button, leave me a comment letting me know what you enjoyed, and hit the subscribe button if you would like to see more of these videos in your feed. I hope that you have a great week, and in the meantime, I will see you at the next video.